Assalamu alaikum and hello. I am Azmat Shah from Drupak and we are at day 11 of DDCDB in Drupal and the theming part is 5. So today's lecture is basically based on altering Drupal's native or built-in output. It can be from any module or maybe Drupal core modules. So that's basically what normally day-to-day Drupal developers do, or to be very precise, the themers do. So what we will be covering is something called pre-processing hooks. We also will cover a hook form alter, hook suggestions alter, and then we'll be theming the native Drupal login form with Tailwind CSS based on a design we have. So there are a lot of things to cover. Let's dive in. So we will start with a little bit of code for the first time in this theming lecture, or maybe in the Drupal course. So far we only have been dealing with Twig files and no PHP in fact. So for the first time we'll be using some PHP, but it has a reason, and the concept actually is pre-process functions or pre-processing in Drupal. So what is pre-processing? So I will just try to explain the concept. So this is, for example, a module, maybe some core module or custom module. Core module, right? So it prepares some output for you. Output for you, and then it is displayed in the browser directly. So maybe this is browser. So whatever has this module prepared, it's rendered inside the theme, and the output is sent to the browser. And maybe this is your custom theme. So for example, just let me give you an example of views unformatted, which we already have studied. So the views module created a twig file for us, which is views. Let me open it. So this is the core modules folder, which is views, and views has its own templates. So one of the template was, for example, views dash dash view dash unformed. So we copied this to our own theme, and now the theme file will take precedence. Yes. So any changes made in the theme file of the same name will take precedence, and the output will be. So this is the module which created the twig file, and then the variable. These are the variables, raw content or something. We had nothing to do with it. So we copied this file to the custom theme we have, and then that file takes precedence, and we can add some markup around these variables. Okay, some classes or extra divs. But if we want to change this variable, in fact this variable, because the module created this variable for us, this module created this variable for us. For example, it is content variable or whatever it is, content variable or row variable or anything like this, row variable. Okay. Yes. So we need to change this variable before sending it to the browser. So here in the middle we will catch it. This is the middle phase. So for example, somebody sent you a letter or box or whatever, some gift from Lahore, and it will reach Peshawar here. In the way you intercept it, so you can you change the box or whatever. So that's the concept. So here you will do something to change the variable before it reaches the theme. Okay. Yes. So for example, the variable was row, which reaches the theme. Module created it in a twig file. So here now you need to change that not in the source files for the modules, but here before the theme it outputs it in the browser. So this concept is known as pre-processing. And this is done both in modules and custom themes. Okay, so you can create custom modules. We will check that later once we are into the custom modules, but inside the theme also we can do this pre-processing can happen inside the theme also. And that file which does it is, in each custom theme you can have a .theme file. So if you go to our custom theme ddcdp25, sorry, custom theme, this is ddcdp25, and in this each theme has a theme name .theme file in it. Theme name .theme file. So here we do the pre-processing, and each template file can have a corresponding pre-processing function in this .theme file. Okay, yes, so let me give you an example. If you come to the templates, and here we go to the layout folder, and we have page.html.twig. This is page.html.twig file, right? So in order to pre-process variables inside this page, these are the regions and all the variables have been documented in the page. Okay, so in order to pre-process the page, we can use in the .theme file something called pre-process page documentation. We can create a function, PHP function, just Google pre-process page Drupal. Okay, so okay, so this is the function. For example, if I just copy it and move it to the .theme file, and the hook means the name of the theme here. So it is ddcdp25, the custom name, and pre-process underscore hook. Underscore hook means the name of the template. So it is page.twig.html.twig file. So we will make it ddcdp underscore preprocess underscore page. Okay, and add variables. Here I will dump it. For now, let us just dump it, or maybe dd. So ddcdp25 underscore preprocess underscore page, and it is passed a variables array or variable. Okay, and now I am DDing. Before this, you need to clear cache. If I come to the side now, and you can see it is taking effect, and this way you can even know which template has which variables in it. Okay, so you can see there is a page 1, page and a lot of this stuff. If we open the page, in this some of them are uh, recognizable. Which ones are they?
Content.
Content.
First.
These are regions actually.
Yes, sir.
This is a region.
Regions. Yes.
This is a region. This is a region, right?
Yes.
And then the content region. This is the content region,
Yes.
and so on. So what if I want to do something with these variables? So if I just check an array inside this, so for example I want to just check what is inside the sidebar first. Refresh. Sorry, what was it? Let us dump it again. This page and then the sidebar first.
Yes.
So it will be page and then sidebar underscore first. So you can see it has now page title, powered by syndicate, and all of these blocks, and then each block is kind of something, right?
Yes.
And this hash block means this is a block content. Okay, if I do nothing with this and just hide it, so let us examine what is on the home page of a site. So I think this is unstyled, a lot of stuff is unstyled, but let us hide this logo. If I inspect it and where is the let us check. Let me first log in. So the header region has site branding. Okay, site branding means the logo and the title. This logo and title block is known as site branding.
Yes.
And how to know that in which region it is? You can come to block layout and you can see it is this. Okay, and header. So in the header region we have the site branding, and let us prove this. So if I go to the variables dd again and page, and then this is header, the region is header, and if we go to the site and let us quickly read it. Are we in the right site? Okay, it is here. I have zoomed it in. Okay, so you can see this header is an array and it has ddcdp25 site branding.
Yes.
Okay. So how can we hide this now? How can I remove this
Without
logo?
Without functions.
So what I can do is, this is the site branding
Yes.
block. Okay, and if I just unset this thing, this is a PHP, and remove the DDs, so what this will do,
So it will insert this side branding.
It will remove the side branding from the, so now it is gone and you can see there is no logo.
Yes.
Okay, so let me just recap the concept actually. So what does these pre-process functions do? I will go back to the that drawing application freeform. So you can see the Drupal core module or whatever the output created the block layout for us, the block with the logo and title in it, site title in it. But before reaching the theme, we pre-processed it here. This is like changing the box you have been sent from Lahore by TCS or something like this. So before it reaches you, somebody changes it here. So in this way, you do not change the original markup of a module. What you do is you just change it in the way through pre-process functions, and that actually before reaching the theme, and you can do certain things with it. Is this clear? So what's the format? It's going to be the theme name or module name. So this is your theme name, official theme name, a machine name, and then the pre-process function, and then the name of the hook. Hook means if you have to do it for something else, maybe form or anything, so then you will have to use the form rather than page.
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes.
So we have hidden the this. What are its practical implementations? I mean, why are we doing this? So for example, the requirement from your client is that on each Sunday, I don't want to have the logo on the site. On each Sunday,
Yes.
I don't want to have the logo on the site. So what will you do then? It's just plain PHP.
Yes.
So we will just use if.
Condition.
I'm not going to write any logic here, but if it is Sunday,
Yes.
okay, so do what? Unset the logo
Yes.
from the this. That's it. Got it? So on any condition, it can be any requirement, any PHP requirement, any if condition. So if that becomes true, you will hide a particular array of elements. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now each, let us have a practical one. For example, on you have a requirement that your node, now you know what a node is. What is a node?
Page.
A content entity.
Yes.
Entity. So if you go to the node module, in core we have node module, right? Modules, node, and then the templates. So this is node.html.twig,
Yes.
and it has the first step is you will copy the node template to your own theme, so that the module template is not used. So in that case, we will copy it to our own theme, and it can be in the node folder or content folder, something like this. I think there we already have this node.html.twig. So now this one will take precedence. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And classes can be added here from the twig also, but now the and this add classes, it means the classes are added through this. But what if you want a class on the node for each day of the week? So for example, if it is Friday, the background color of a node should be maybe orange. If it is Saturday, it should be pink, something like this. So you need to have a class dependent upon the day of the week on the node template, right?
Yes.
Is this clear? The
Yes.
concept. If this is the requirement, so what will you do? Any guesses? Now you know what are pre-process functions.
We have to create a function inside the theme.
In .theme file.
Theme file, and we have add some certain condition on the specific days, and
That class will be?
that class will take effect soon.
Exactly. So let us quickly do this. Okay. This is one thing. This is not going to be for if we go to the .theme file now, so all your PHP, if you have to write PHP in your theme, it will go inside the .theme file. Okay, that's the convention. So we will not do it with page. Page is in fact everything. Okay, page is the whole thing. If you remember the sections we started theming, where does the node lie? So it's inside the content region. It's inside the content region and then the node. So the node has its own preprocess function. So function. By the way, the practice is to use proper notation before the hook you are using. So it's something like this thing, implements. You should write this for documentation purposes before each. So it will be hook underscore preprocess underscore page. Okay, and now we can on the top write hook underscore preprocess underscore node. So it will preprocess the node wrapper, actually the node wherever the node template is. So it's dd cdp 25 underscore preprocess underscore what it will be node and $. Let me quickly copy this. What does this mean? The ampersand and then the $. You know a bit of PHP now. It will change the original variables array. So we don't need to return it. The original array will be changed. Okay, so whatever now we want to change, let me just first dump it. Okay, so dump $, variables.
It will not make a copy of it.
Yeah.
The variable.
Yes, it will change the original variables being passed to the function. And tdef -cr. So if you come to one of the nodes, maybe if I go to content and this news variable, okay, so you can see it is now dumping it.
Yes, sir.
And if I inspect this right now, if I go to the place where it starts, the node.tpl, this one, so the nodes template output starts from here. So it has these classes contextual, node dash type article, promoter, and this. Here we want to have the day of the week class also. Okay, so for example, if it is Wednesday today, there should be Wednesday class here. Got it? That's the requirement. So how can we do it? We will come to the preprocess for node, and inside the variables here, the first thing is, if I just dump date colon, I think it's L, what was it, something happened and it, I think, close my, okay, so let us dump date L. So what it is giving? Date L means if you pass L to the date PHP date function, it will give you the day of that particular date. Okay, yes. So it's Thursday, and it is T. If I want to make it small, what should I do? How to convert it into small caps?
LC plus LC words. LC words.
Words?
Yes, sir.
I think this is some to upper or something like this. Let me just quickly. String to lower. ST string to lower. So it will convert all the alphabets into small caps. So now it is Thursday. Okay. So I now want to add this class to the node. How can I do it now? If I do it in the template node.pig file, where was it? Yes, if I want to add it inside here, so I can do it, but it will be hard coded.
Yes, sir.
It will be hard coded. I want it to be determined automatically on the day of the week. So here now we have the Thursday, and in the .theme file inside the preprocess underscore node, we will change it to maybe day or day class equals string to lower this. Clear?
Yes.
Now the variable array which is passed to this hook has, I think it has a key, and this is for all pre-process functions. We can use this. So it's hash attributes and then class. And then class, okay, equals what it will be, day class. That's it. Clear? So the attributes, hash attributes is a key, and then the class, and then the empty. What does this mean? If I remove it,
Yes, sir.
so then the actual ones will be lost, because
To add another array inside there.
like this. But if we do something like this, it will add this class as an extra item.
Yes, sir.
Now if we refresh and we go to the wrapper, node, dash full,
So brush means
I think there is some problem. Let me quickly dump variables first, maybe. Hash, okay, this is just attributes, not hash. Now it has two elements, right? Class,
you are adding after DD.
yes. Now there are two classes.
Yes. Thursday.
Okay, so there is this Thursday now.
Yes.
Can you see it? So it has been dynamically added. It was not first part of the output from the node module, but now we are adding this Thursday. So if it is Friday tomorrow, it will be automatically Friday, and you can style your background colors according to that. Is this clear?
Yes.
Any questions? Okay, now we have, and let us do it quickly. This is a form, a practical example of what we can achieve with something like this is a form, login form. We want exactly the Drupal login form to look like this. Okay, so username, password, and then the login button and some logo. And this can be our own logo, or maybe if the user wants to have a separate some decorative image or something like that, so that also can be achieved. So if I go to the site right now, or maybe if I log out, and go to /user/login, so we are having a very ugly form here. So what we, and there are some blocks also powered by Drupal, and maybe there are a lot of regions where the data has been kept. So what we want is, we just want this login form to look like this.
Yes.
Okay, and this is Tailwind CSS based
Yes.
output. If I open the markup, so basically we want all this code, or in fact the div, only the div,
Yes,
the div part,
Yes.
this one. So this is going to be the markup for the login block, but right now it looks like this. And if we go to inspect, so you can see it shows you where the output is coming from. And the most important one is form.html.twig. Here the actual form output starts.
Yes.
Okay, so if I just dump form now, preprocess form, so what will it give me? The form variable, in fact.
Yes.
Let me do it. So if you come to .theme, and I just copy this preprocess form variables and dump dd $sign form,
Form or variable.
sorry, variables. Okay, so you can see the theme hook original means what the original hook is, which is form. Then the element, this is the element array. So element has all the form elements inside it. So for example, if I want to hide something like the name and password, these are, can you see these two,
Yes.
name and password? So the login form has name as well as the password field. If I want to, for some reason, if I want to hide the password, so what will be, how will I do it?
The variable
Will be unset, just like we
unset,
did.
yes.
Okay,
The first variable will be unset.
yes. Okay, one very important thing in Drupal is this form ID. Form ID. So any form in Drupal is known by its ID. So here the form ID is user_login_form. Okay, so if we have to do something with it, what we will do is, if form ID is equal to if variables and form ID is equal to that ID, then we will do something. Otherwise that will be applied on the whole, all of the forms. We will leave this here for now. There is another hook, and they are, by the way, functions are called hooks, and they are called form alters. So hook underscore form underscore alter, and another one is hook underscore form underscore id underscore alter. So id is going to be the machine name of the id. So what we can do is we can do it in both ways. So I will use, let me quickly copy it from Google. Hook form alter Drupal. And now in Drupal 11 we can have object oriented form alters also. So we can copy the method here and paste it this. Okay, so hook form alter is, and again the hook means the name of the theme, ddcdp 25. Okay, so it is passed three parameters: form, the Drupal core form state, and the form ID. Okay. And if I just dd form ID, what will it output? If I'm on a form and form is being altered, so it will, this is the form ID. Each Drupal form, as I said, has an ID, so it will show us the ID. If I'm on the login form, so this is going to be the login form ID. Okay, so you can use if you want to change something. So if $form underscore ID equals what, user underscore login underscore what it is, form. If form ID equals to user underscore login underscore form, so do something. Okay, and this is past the form. So if I dump form, and by the way, as a Drupal developer, this will be something you will be doing very frequently, changing the form IDs, using the form alters. A Drupal developer should know what form alters do. Okay, so if form ID is equal to user login form, dump form. Now we'll see what we can do with it. So it is now dumping it. So we have the username and password. Okay, and you can see they are required. The password is required and the username is required. And this is the login button. So if I want to hide this name, so if I open it, name, type, tag, size, max required is equal to true. What it is? For example, if there is a requirement for you that on Fridays people should have a username, maybe the password is not required. On Friday,
Yes, sir.
password is not required, or something like this. So what you will do, in the name and then required, so we will make the required false.
False.
So it will become form name hash required. Let us remove dump. Form name required equals false.
Hash required.
It's a hash required. Name required, and so this is the name of the form element, and this is the key, and we are making it false. So if it is false, do you expect this red star with it if I refresh?
Yes.
You can see that is gone.
Yes.
So this way you can change any elements on the form. If I dump it again, dd dump $sign form,
curly braces. You have removed the curly braces. Start of the curly braces.
okay. So name is this, title is this, size is this, and okay, for example, I want to change the submit button name, label. So how can I do it? This is going to be the key. Actions, type, submit, type, value. Okay, so form actions and then submit and then hash value.
Yes.
So it will be form, $sign form, was actions, then submit, then value.
And it is coming inside the name.
Value. So no, it's actions, then submit and then hash value. Submit actions hash value and equals to t. Let us have it something like this. T is a function in Drupal. Okay, new login to our site, login to our website. The button label should be this. So now the button is login to our website.
Yes.
Do you see any change in it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if I come to the form.html again, and the button, this is the button. Okay,
Yes.
submit button. So what Afaq has done is he has given classes to this button, and these are all the classes. Copy, so actions, submit, value, and if we come to the actions, type is actions, submit, type submit, value, and let me target the exact. So the action submit value is this, and if I just make another one, form actions submit, now it has hash attributes key and then the class and then the key equals, and now I'll paste those classes which Afaq has created and this. So what do you think it will do?
It will add these classes to the
It will add these classes to the submit
submit
button.
Yes.
Submit button attributes and classes. So hopefully there will be some change on the button. So you can see the button is now different just because of the classes added to it in the pre-process
Yes.
function, for which one we have basically altered the form button. Similarly, we can give classes to the username and password also.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
So in that case, we will copy. This is the name attribute, right?
Yes.
So we can have, let me just quickly copy this line, and inside the name will become name. We remove this one. So name attributes class, and we will give the appropriate class names from this file for the name attribute. So if we come to this, so these are the classes for
Yes,
the username. So you can see the username is now different and styled. Similarly, we can give password the same. So I will copy this first. Paste it here, and it will be, it was pass or what? So both of them are now the same. So you can see we have some changes in the form. One more thing, this is login, this is reset. We have the login reset form and now dumping it. Also there can be logo on the site. So if I enable, if you remember, we just where was that unsetting going on? This one. I will comment this line, so we will have a logo on the form as well here. Now the logo is back.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't want this logo and even these tabs, nothing else. So how can we do it? And I will close the dump here so that we have okay, this is the normal page in Drupal. It has the login tab also, the reset tab also, and everything else is there. So we want to just hide the logo, this logo, on the login page, but not on any other pages.
Yes.
And all of the pages right now are being output from page.tpl, sorry, page.twig.html.twig.
Yes.
So this is the output of this page. If you come to the layout section and this page, so every page is being output through page.html. So we will copy this and paste it inside the layout, and I will rename it to page dash dash user dash login dot html dot twig. Page dash dash user dash login dot html dot twig. And here I will just right now check if it is coming from this. So I am coming from new login page. Dump. So if you refresh the page, it's not there, but if you come to the login page, page dash dash, it is still not okay. So one way is if you inspect it and come to the page. So right now it is output as page.html.twig. So the suggestions show that you can have page dash dash user dash dash login. So we need one more dash in the file name.
Yes, sir.
Rename dash dash, right? So ddiv dash cr and refresh. So now it is saying I'm coming from the login page. So what does this mean? Okay, if I log into the site, and go to structure block layout, and maybe somewhere in the footer first sidebar maybe here. So if I add something like what can we add, or topics view. It is on the first sidebar, or maybe content below first, and save. If I go to the site now, it is showing very unstyled kind of, but if I log out now, user slash logout, where is that? Yes, are you sure you want to go log out? Okay, so now if I go to slash user slash login, so on our site, if it is a page.tpl something, because regions are there, so the output is shown. I want just the login form on the page, and we have updated the output through this dash user dot login dot html. So if I examine this, let me first remove the h1. If I examine this page, so we are outputting all the regions here.
Yes, sir.
Which region we need? Only just one region we need only.
Yes.
Which one is this page dot content? As I had said to you, the actual page content is inside the content region, so we just need this one, and we can easily delete all others. All the regions I can remove from the page, even the footer, and even these ones, even the header one. That's it.
These two ones.
And maybe this one also. So now we have just id is equal to main content, tab index this, layout this, page content. That's it. The content region has the actual content of the page, and that's it. So if I refresh the page now, after clearing caches, what do you expect?
Yes, sir. It will just only have a login form.
It will just have the login form. That's it. Nothing
Yes,
else. Is this clear?
Yes.
So you have removed everything from the output of the login form page, and the login form is just now visible like this. But if we want to theme it just like Afaq has done it, so now we will need to change this.
Page dash dash username dot login dot html dot this page, sir.
Yes, but it has some. Okay, so where does the actual form start? This one, right?
This one, yes, sir.
Form, and it ends here. But before this form, this markup needs to be there, right?
Yes, sir.
This one.
This two, yes.
And we have a closing div also after the form. So we come to the page username. So before the form, so actually the form is here.
Yes, sir.
In this dot content, so I can remove everything above it and paste this one, and after the we need to have just one closing div. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so div class is equal to this, and then the page dot content has the form in it.
Yes, sir.
And then the div. If we div brush cr now, so more or less the form is in this, but
It's hard to solve.
yes, so it has now some problems, and we can address it two ways. So let us make it mx dash auto, this one.
Yes.
Now it is in the center. If you ever just saw this page, for example, so would you be thinking this is a Drupal site?
Yes.
No, because nothing else is there.
Yes.
I mean, the things you know about Drupal, they are not here because you have themed it to your perfection. I mean, whatever you needed, it has been added to the custom theme you created for the login form.
Yes.
And similarly, you can do other pages customizations as well. Okay, one more thing. How do you know that which template is used to output the form?
Yes.
If we inspect this thing, where is inside the region we have block, and then inside the block we will have this. So you can see the output is begin custom template output from themes custom. So the actual form is being output from form.html.twig.
Yes.
Form.html. If I go to templates form.html.twig, where is it? Form,
Yes.
and it will be form.html.twig. So you can see
Yes.
that's how the form output is. Form attributes and then the children. Children means the elements inside the form. Okay.
Yes.
So right now, if we need some wrappers around this, or some markup around it, so we need to customize this. But if we do it form.html.twig, if we do, for example, if I just add div here, div something, okay, so because this is the default form output, it will be added to every form element. We want something like, maybe if I copy this is the form, if I copy it and paste it here, so rename form dash dash something. Okay, so form dash dash user dash dash login dot html.twig. So maybe it will not be working for the login form. Why? Because there is something called suggestions in Drupal. If you go to the output here, and these are suggestions actually, you can have it output like this, but if you make it more specific, it will be output by with the help of these file names.
Yes.
So you can alter suggestions also in .theme file. So what we can do is, for any file form, if the form ID, we add form ID into form like this, so that will be then taken. For that we will use theme underscore suggestions underscore alter. Okay, so I'll come to .theme, and let me just quickly copy it from Google. Suggestions alter Drupal 11, something like this. Hook theme suggestions alter. By the way, hook means either your module or a theme machine name. This hook means, okay. So I will copy this and paste it here. And one thing, we should have that hook form, this thing here outside any this implements. So what it implements? Hook theme suggestions alter. Hook underscore theme underscore suggestions underscore alter. Okay, so what should be the hook? dd cdb 25, and theme suggestion order will be there. So it is pass three things: suggestions, array, this. If I just, for example, and hook means form, so here the hook will be if $sign hook equals form. So what I will do, I will this suggestions dd or dump suggestions. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this function, this hook has three variables in parameters: suggestions, variables, and the hook.
Yes.
Is this clear? Now if I dump it, so it's empty. This one is empty.
Yes.
And if I dump the hook, so what it will be? Please tell me. Form. It is outputting form. Okay, so means suggestions is right now empty, so we can suggest that use this template for this form. Right now it is using the default one, form.
Yes, sir. Form interesting.
So what we can do is, we can, and do you remember what the ID is? The form ID. If I variables, if I dump the variables now, so it has element, and the element has form ID, this
Yes,
one.
sir.
So if the element form ID is user login form,
Yes, sir.
use this
Suggestion.
suggestion. Okay, user underscore login underscore form, if variables, what it is,
Element.
variables, element, and form ID.
And have form ID. Underscore.
So variables, element, and hash
Form underscore ID.
form ID. So if we'll copy this thing, if this equals what, login underscore form, what it was,
User underscore login underscore form.
okay, user underscore login underscore form. So this is suggestions array, so we can add it here, $sign suggestions equals, we can make it anything. So for now, form underscore Drupak, for example,
Yes.
underscore login. That's it. So html.pic will be added by itself to the suggestions. Okay,
Yes.
now if we refresh the page and if we inspect it, the form,
This one.
let me clear cache.
This is the form.
Okay, this is form element, this is the form,
Drupak.
where it is, yes. So it has just one suggestion now, form underscore Drupak underscore login.
Yes.
So if this is present, this theme is present in our template folder, it will pick it, otherwise the default form will be taken. So let me create a form underscore Drupak underscore login page now. Let me remove this line because this is useless. Okay, so what we will do is in the templates dot in the form templates here I will copy this one, copy and paste it here. And what's the file name? Form underscore Drupak underscore login .html.page. Okay, so here I will just type for now I'm coming from Drupak login, and let us clear cache. Inspect form underscore Drupak underscore login. And so what the file name is? Form underscore Drupak underscore login, form underscore Drupak underscore login .html.page. Rename dish. See another file name suggestions. Hold on. Dot theme, where it is. It should be form underscore Drupak underscore login and let us try this way first. Redirect.cr. So now it's working fine. So it should be form underscore for the functioning of it. So now it is, this output is coming from the template suggestions we have created for ourselves, right?
Yes.
But still the whole thing is output right now inside the children.
Yes.
So you can further, if I dump children, it's actually markup, so we cannot, but let me try something like form dot name. Okay, so it's name and password. So for example, if I want to show the username and password in two columns, what I can do is, rather than outputting the children, I will have div 1 like this, div 2 like this, and these can be two columns, right?
Yes.
The first one should be one column, left column class is equal to, for example, left, and this one should be right. Now it will be element dot name, and this one should be element dot pass. Okay, and if I have to have a wrapper around it, so what I can do is div grid, div class is equal to grid, and grid dash call
Dash 2.
call dash 2.
Yes. Yes.
So now how will these two display in two column grid, right? So you can see the elements are now in two columns. So within the page itself, we created another form template for the custom form we have through suggestions alter, and now you can customize all of this. The important things are you can have buttons also like this, so element, and you can dump all of the values. So the important ones are element dot IDs if you need to do something like that, okay? Otherwise you don't need to. So if now I think there was some difference between your markup and our markup in the form dot sorry, this one. So action, this is fine. Div class is MB4. You had this, right?
Yes.
Before the label and input, and this.
This is the label, and this is the input, and this is the wrapper of label and input, and this is the second. This is for the password.
Yes. So if you want to do something like this, you can easily just copy this markup,
Yes.
and this one should be element dot name. This one should be element dot password,
Yes, sir.
and the markup should be there. Do you want me to continue this, or you can do it yourself?
Yes, sir. We can do it.
So the easiest thing is I will dump the element again. Dump element.
This is the.
So what you need is all of these hash, the keys without the hash ones. So name, password, then the form build ID. This is very important. You need to output this with the form, okay? Form ID, actions, and so it will be something like this. Element dot form build form underscore build underscore ID. There is a resource on theming forms in Drupal. This one. Okay, we can continue doing it. So just like we have element dot name, element dot password, so we should be outputting element dot form build id, element dot form id, and actions, element dot actions. So in order to show the button, it will be element dot actions. We'll do it outside the form itself. Write down build id. Now it's showing the button also. If we inspect it, we come to the form. Okay, the output starts from here, and we have form class is this, user login form, method is this, user login form, and then we have two columns in it, and then the left and right, and they have their own values, right? And then the input, and this is form id, it should be there.
Yes.
The form build id, okay, it's a hidden field inside the form build id. And similarly there is one more, if I remember it properly, and it is form build id. Okay, these are all we needed for this one. Is this clear?
Yes.
So for example, within the form, if you need extra divs, so you can always do that with surrounding your markup around these element dot name, element dot password, and something like this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, one question: if I dump the form again here, do you remember what was the main form? It was like this. If I dump the children again, what it will do? If it reprint them.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it's as a whole chunk. So what we can do is we changed it to individual ones like this. Okay.
Yes,
I will leave it this way, but this is, I mean, for every form, if we need to change the form and give them a suggestions here, so what we will do is we will go to the .theme file. This is .theme, and here you will have to use some if condition and then this. So for example, if some other form is there, if form id is equal to this, then I will give another suggestions, and it becomes tough.
Yes.
So as Drupal has form IDs for all the forms, so we can do some code which will automatically create such stuff for us. So it's going to be if form ID is equal to whatever it is. So rather than doing this, we can use something like this, suggestions equal to, so form underscore underscore, and then the variables elements id. So this is going to be the forms, each form has an id, right? So we will concatenate it with this form id, but the form IDs have to be changed. The IDs are in underscore format, but the file name should be in the dashes. That's why we need to change it to string underscore replace. So do you remember the string underscore replace function?
Yes, sir.
And then we will replace
the dashes
dashes
with underscores.
rather underscores with dashes,
Dashes, yes.
and in this name. Okay,
Yes.
and that's okay. So what this will do is, now automatically whatever is the form, the suggestions will be added based on form underscore underscore this and so on. Okay, if I refresh the page and we check the form again from, maybe we need to clear cache, but where is the form? Okay, so you can now see, though this green one is ticked, but there is one more suggestion: form dash dash user dash login dash form dot html dot page. From where has this come, the third one?
Yes, sir. The form ID.
This is the form ID.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you go to any other form in the site, it will be form dash dash that form id dot html dot page. So now we just need to create the names for the files based on those suggestions already. So form.html.txt, I will copy it, and whatever is the form id,
Yes.
that will be now automatic.
The suggestion.
You may be wondering, for example, for the page TPLs or maybe for some other ones, we didn't do .theme this logic, suggestions alter,
Yes, sir.
but for forms we did it. So maybe there are some inner modules in Drupal which are not providing the suggestions. So in that case, you will have to explicitly provide suggestions this way.
Yes, sir.
If there are, so you can use them, otherwise you will have to do this yourself then.
Yes.
So hopefully there was a lot to study today, and you can change the templates associated with a particular hook, or you can add classes or alter anything through preprocess functions or the suggestions alter functions or the form id form alters,
Yes.
rather than changing the original module code. So see you inshallah in the next class.